I just came from the gym and it felt good. I mean, I hadn't been there since, I think I went once during the pandemic and I just didn't feel right. It felt gritty and scary, and even though we were cleaning down the equipment and stuff like that. And so I think that had to be in June or July. I don't remember, but I stopped. And since I've gone back today, it felt so good. I mean, my granddaughter said my legs were big. So I went home and I got my gym clothes on and I just, I went to the gym. And I'm glad I did. So now I have to get a routine going so that I'll continue to keep going. And because summer, I want to be summer ready. I don't want to buy new clothes. I want to wear the clothes I got. I liked last summer. Well, summer before last, at least, because last summer, with the height of the pandemic, I wasn't feeling summer ready. And you really couldn't go and do things like you normally did because the capacities were very, very low. So when I went to the gym today, there seems to be quite a bit of people there. I go to Crunch. But I can go to the YMCA because I'm part of Silver Sneakers. I can go anywhere. But so it wasn't crowded, but there was quite a few people there. I was surprised. And I don't know, I was glad that I was able to do that. That made me feel good. But I have pick up the pounds. My granddaughter tried to fix that, and she said, like, I mean, you got big legs in a good way. Like, I don't see how you can fix that. I know you're 8, but I don't know how you can fix that, because I know that as an 8-year-old, you guys tell the truth. Y'all don't lie. So anyway, so I decided I'm not going to get upset. I'm going to do something about it, like I said always before. And so we had some Starbucks, and I had the venti cappuccino, frappuccino. And today I decided, let me pick up Starbucks for everybody. Sorry, I'm in the way of the garbage man and everybody else. Maybe I should just park and not try to talk and all that. But anyway, so I told my daughter, sorry y'all, trying not to hit a tree here. So I told my daughter, let's go to Starbucks. So she was home, but the reason why I had to go get her is because, I had to pick up her oldest daughter. And so I said, I'll just go get the Starbucks and stuff and bring it to them. But she said, well, can we ride with you? And I said, fine. So I went and got them, and we went to Starbucks. And when we went to Starbucks, they got my order wrong. Like, my granddaughter wanted a vanilla frappuccino, and the youngest one wanted one too. And I said, well, I wanted a caramel frappuccino. Instead of that, she put a drip onto the vanilla frappuccino, my granddaughter's vanilla. And so I noticed my order was for 3 people instead of 4. So when I went back to get it fixed, because I'm really nice, the lady said, just don't worry about it. I got you. And so I got a free drink. Okay, pays to be nice, but then Starbucks, they're just nice. And then my daughter said, well, she likes books, and she'll go to thrift stores to get books. So we went to the thrift store so she can get some books, and her daughters, they were all getting their books. And so when we went to check out, my daughter was telling the cashier, hey, it looks like your computer on your register it froze. And she was like, oh yeah, it has. And so it missed about 3 of her books. And the lady says, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you want, but you just got some free books. So she didn't get them all free, but I think she got 3 out of the 8 free. So it was really nice day for us. That was kind of nice. And then I decided, okay, so on Fridays, I don't work, but I do work. So when I I'm home, my phone dings because kids are asking me to put their classes in. And so the school I work for is alternative. So the kids actually take their classes through a program. And so I can't ignore everything at work on my days off, because if a child has finished a class and they need another class and I'm not there to put the class in, then the kid will sit there all day with nothing to do. And so it's so inconvenient for me to pull out my laptop, especially if I'm off. I'm running all over town doing things. And so I try to get on my phone and do it, and it's kind of difficult. It's just hard because the screen is small. It sometimes don't let me swipe it further enough to do what I need to do, like put the class in. So I prayed about it, and I say, Lord, sometimes lately I've been making a lot of decisions and I haven't stopped to ask you, is it okay? Should I do this? So I asked him. Sometimes I forget I ask because you got to quietly wait for an answer. But I think I knew the answer. So I asked him about the iPad. And so I went down to the Verizon place. Oh, do not like Verizons. But anyway. So went down to Verizon, and then he had two choices for me. And they're all you have to wait for. So one of them, it was the newer one, and it was going to take 2 weeks for me to get, but it had $150 off of it, and it was like $700 something. And then the one that was kind of like right next to it, like it was like the not so new, but the one before it, it was $400 with $150 off, so it was like $300 altogether for an iPad. And they don't let you buy it cash. It has to be part of your bill. So this one's gonna come in 2 days. So I'm happy to be able to go get my iPad. So and then he wanted to sell me a case, and I was like, well, how much does this case cost? And he was like, $100 something and you get the screensaver and this, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I went on eBay, and I always do this. When I order a phone or something like that, I hurry up and order the case. Wish my phone case would hurry up and come in here too. That's another story. So I found this case. It's really cute. It's you can put your iPad in it, and on the other side you can slip your phone in it, and it's got this little bow. It looks like a little purse. And so I was like, yes, I would take this to work now, because I would carry this around like I carry my phone around. And so I could have my iPad on me. So if I go in the cafeteria, I could use my iPad instead of rolling this big desk that I roll down with my laptop. So I feel like I'm going to get a lot of good use out of the iPad. It's not something I'm just getting just because it's a thing to get, but it's something very, very practical for me. And it's also a thing that says that, yes, I'll probably be going back to work next year. And so, I mean, that's the way they're setting me up, as if, I'm returning. And then I did hit that thing when they asked, are you returning? And so I'm kind of happy. I'm really grateful. That's the word. Very, very grateful. I'm grateful that I have this opportunity. I'm grateful that I feel really good about this opportunity. I'm grateful that when the alarm goes off in the morning, I'm not moaning and groaning like I don't want to go to work, that I'm really happy about going to work. And right now we're on our spring break, and I haven't been to work since last Thursday, and it seems like I've been off work for a long time, which is okay because it means I'm kind of ready to go back to work. And I got, even on spring break, yesterday was the first time I decided to do some work, because I brought my laptop, everything home. So I'm really happy about that. And I'll be finishing up some things that I have putting aside that my boss really wants to get done. So have that done by the time we walk in on spring break. Because I remember he was like, oh, did you do this or did you do that? And so finally, when you have a lot to do, you got to let people know where you're at. So I told him, no, I have not done this, but let's make I said I'll have it done after spring break. So I said it'll be done by spring break is over. And he was like, okay, cool. Sometimes you just have to, don't get overwhelmed. Just let people know where you're at and what's on, the things you're doing on your plate, and and if he decides it's a priority, he'll let you know, or he or she'll let you know it's a priority, that I need you to get it done now. But he was cool. It's like, okay, that's fine after spring break. So I have already, started working. I did a lot for him, actually. He's going to be happy because I did some good stuff, with our data and stuff like that. And then there's one more thing that I need to get done. And then I can go back to my stuff that I need to be done for me. And I could spend my whole spring break getting stuff done, but I kind of like that to be done at work, so that it's something that keeps me busy all day. And it's just something about the atmosphere and the whole ambience of my office that I feel more relaxed to get certain job tasks done. And so we're getting closer to testing, like SAT testing. We're getting close to getting ready for graduation and pushing these seniors to hurry up and get done. Some of the things toward my goal setting, I got to get these kids done because it was part of my goals at the beginning of the year, and we're about to be evaluated on our goals to see, did we reach them? So, it's all exciting and everything. And in spite of the fact that I really, really am happy about getting up, going to work, I am also looking forward to having summer break. And that's why I need to go to the gym to get that summer weight, that body for summer. All right. And then, okay, so I was talking about all this stuff, so may as well put the phone stuff in. So I went and ordered a phone, and I went to one of those retailer stores. So I didn't realize it wasn't a corporate store, to buy, my son, his iPhone swelled up and the face was coming off, and his was paid for and it'd been on there and never being updated or whatever. So I said, I went and picked him up, and I went to the store, and I said, wait a minute, I'm being gracious to pay for these grown folks' phone. They're still on my account. So I'm not going to just go give him the new phone. I gave him my 11 because he had a 10. And so I gave him my 11, and I upgraded to a 12. And when I was there, I said I wanted a 256 gigabytes because I do a lot of videos, and they were like, they didn't have it. They would have to order it. Well, I would be going home without a phone. So I just said, okay, I'll get the 128. And it showed when I had the 256 byte that only used 42. So I thought the gigabytes. So I thought the 128 would be fine. But when I got home and everything restored back onto my new phone, it showed that I had already used 118 gigabytes out of the 128. I'm like, this is not going to work for me. So I decided to go to the Verizon store closer to me, the one I always go, which was the corporate store. And they're going to look at me and tell me, before I even get in the door, well, that's going to be a $30 restocking fee. I said, well, when I went to the store I went to, they said it wouldn't cost me anything within the 14 days. They said, that's a retail store. I was not happy. So I went back to the one I went to. And what I did was I had put the phone back in the box and everything, and I left the case that it doesn't fit in at home, and it had all my ID and had my credit cards in it. So I had to leave. So the next day I went back to the retailer store again, and they went on and ordered my phone, and I went on and I had already ordered my case. And so I got this daggone phone in my old case. It slips on, but it slips out. So now I got to pray to God that this phone don't slip and fall and crack before my new phone get there and I can send this thing back, So, but I mean, I was thinking like, I work the second, you may as well say second job, because I still get my retirement, and I have another job too that is a lot of work too, and I don't have to go out with that job because of pandemic. It's all from home, but we're going to start taking the kids out soon next year. And going on these college tours. We can even go out of state with them. So I forgot my point. But anyway, so this is what I was saying. I'm working, but I'm also not spending. I mean, I spend frivolous stuff, but not big spending, not big ticket items. And I thought, you are working. Go ahead and buy a nice phone. Go ahead and buy your iPad. That's okay, get something out of it, but I'm still saving most of my work check. And so it's that inheritance that I'm trying to leave. Lost an old colleague of mine who was younger than me. And I knew she was sick, and I know she was battling cancer. She went into remission, and not long after remission, it came back. And so she said, I'm going to fight it. And she said they were going to use a more aggressive therapy or whatever on her. And she finally succumbed to it. And I guess I was so in shock because I wasn't expecting it soon, because she had just got out of the hospital, and she had posted on Facebook that she was thanking somebody, for bringing an oxygen tank over to her house because she was waiting on hers. And 2 days later, I found out she passed, but she passed on the day that she posted. So, she was well-known coach, teacher, administrator, and I remember we didn't see eye to eye a lot of times, but we were still cool with each other. And I helped her out. I had come to her school one time and I presented to her staff. That was last year. And we had a talk, no, year before last. And we sat and we talked. And that's when I knew that she was really, really sick. She looked great. And I was complimenting her on her hair. And I said, oh, your hair looks so good and everything. She said it was a wig. And then she told me that she had stage 4 ovarian cancer. And it just hurt my heart, And when she passed, it really got to me because I've been knowing her for over 20 years. And I know 2020 and 21 has really started off crazy. And it's been big losses, and it's just, I've had another friend that died also. I think she made it to 2021. I can't remember which month, but I hadn't seen her in a long time. And I went to her funeral on Zoom, and that was this year. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Trying to deal with the losses for 2021 that I can't even remember all that I lost in 2020. Acquaintances that I have lost. And whether we're real close or we just knew each other, it still bothers me. But in the midst of all of that, there's still praises. And so anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just talk different, blessings. I'm looking at the trees out here. And do you know how many times we walk past trees? Do you know those trees provide us with oxygen? And do you know they outlive us? These trees outlive us and their energy. Do you know if something happened to the earth, that these trees will only root up and grow, and it'll grow through our houses. It'll grow through, if time goes on and on and on and on, these trees will survive. Living creatures that survive beyond us. And sometimes you got to notice the trees and the energy and the life that they bring to us and be grateful for the trees. That sounds odd, but I just wanted to bring that thought to y'all as we walk past these living things on this earth and we ignore them, and they're the ones that's help gives us life. But anyway, so God bless you all. Think deep, look deep, and pray. And be grateful. Bye.